It's about 6:45. This is video number 163, and it's my closing comment. I realize it's a little late, but I'll make up for that in brevity. It was another dramatic day, uh, very strong seeming. This was between last night's close and this morning's open. We were again up here right around this 24 2,500, followed by a move all the way down to 2,400 again. And then before we opened in New York, we had a pretty major move from 24 up to almost 26, 25.75. The move built all day. It was kind of surprising because the biggest piece of news was the dramatic rise in unemployment claims in California. But, we topped out in here in that 2,600 area, came back down, made a low at 25.45, made a slightly higher high, came back and tested the breakout again, and then closed strong into the finish being right about here. Some statistics. All 30 Dow stocks were higher. The two big leaders were Boeing adding 148 Dow points and UNH adding 142. I was actually surprised that there weren't more triple-digit gainers. Advanced declines were a little softer than yesterday, 6-1 in New York and 4.8-1 on the NASDAQ. What was really surprising was the fact that volume dropped off in a pretty substantial way. Yesterday's NASDAQ volume was 4.7 billion. Today's was only 3.9 billion. That may not seem like a lot to you, but it is a 20% decline. Same thing in New York, also a small decline, 1.9 billion yesterday, 1.6 billion today. You would think that stocks moving to higher prices and being bought would cause bigger volume, not smaller. I'm still concerned about this market. If we go back to the daily and look at it, it definitely, in here when we talked about slowing rate of decline, we definitely got a solid bottom and we have turned back up. But I would be very, very surprised if we could just pull right back through this 2,700 level. We are going to run into the 20-day moving average, very close by. Looks like about 2650 or so, actually 2644. The last tonight right now is 2617, and we are up about $7. To say that I was surprised that we've had this kind of a move would be an understatement, although I have preached that even bear market rallies are sharp and it's hard to extrapolate them. But the sheer amount of money that is sloshing around in the world's economies has to go somewhere. We are clearly the place that goes right now. The dollar, even though the dollar index was down, the dollar does remain strong. The fly in the ointment for me is the oil. And it was down 6.5% today against a lower dollar, which, as you know, in the gold caused higher prices. Most international commodities, when they are priced in dollars, tend to act exactly the opposite way that the oil did today. I'll be back in the morning. Have a good evening.